you weren't going to have a complete debacle with just like one loss, one or two loss, but if you were careless then you would get punished by it. Half your team could panic depending on the bravery. And this is going to get horrible. I could have had 2 for 1 there, but because I can't do a free fire, I have to get into line of sight and miss again. And on that guy who was doing I don't know what for 2 turns, he's going to kill another guy, and I rage quit. Well, I retry immediately because okay, it's my first attempt. Cut me some slack, please. Oh, Mathieu main. What me and a few other people will are no doubt complaining about is that the game is basically oversimplified. It's not a bad game, but I think this game being good it's really because it's somewhat of a testament as to how good the original was. Given that Phyrexis has mostly chopped off part of the original. And yes, I'd say they have dumbed down quite a few things. So yeah, now I'm taking a different approach, obviously, and this 2 action per system is really slowing things down, in my opinion. I was expecting like some simplification of the original. You know, it was bound to happen. I was okay with a few things, like the inventory system. The original was really not ergonomic at all. It could be, you know, easily improved. Line of sight could also be sometimes hard to understand, so I thought they would give you some art or you know, a preview of what your soldiers can see when he's in.
Des extraterrestres sur Terre. Nous sommes témoins d'un événement historique.
When he will be at the position you are selecting. But here I really feel like they, no offense to them, but a bit butchered the game. Like I said, the inventory needed some work in the original. Now you don't have any inventory anymore. So instead of fixing it and improving it, they've just removed it. Basically you can, each of your soldiers can have, well, will have 2 weapons, most of the time a rifle and a pistol. Yes, so rifle and pistol most likely, and then there's 1 inventory slot for something else like a grenade or a medkit. You can't have both. you can't have two grenades unless you have well, there is a class of characters that can carry two objects, but really it's quite limited. Like you can't have one grenade and additional armor at the same time. Although you can get better armors. Basically you have your base armor that's like that Kevlar my guys are wearing.
Veuillez dire à vos hommes d'être prudents avec ces explosifs. Je sais que c'est une technique efficace pour éliminer les extraterrestres, mais ils risquent de détruire les artefacts que nous espérons récupérer.
I didn't kill them.
Ces armes semblent s'autodétruire à la mort de leur utilisateur. Essayez de voir s'il en reste des morceaux. Ils seront peut-être toujours utilisables pour nos projets.
Yeah, here was a display of a brilliant AI that just left two soldiers next to burning cars. So really I wouldn't say there's been lots of progress here. So the question died to the oldest trick in the book. Well, it wasn't even intentional, so it wasn't even a trick. Okay, back to the inventory. That's really quite limited, but there isn't any. In the original you could carry really a lot of stuff, but each of your soldiers had a certain strength, so if you gave him too much stuff to carry, he would have much less turn units to act. And since you had different places, well, how do you call that? Pockets? Yes, pockets to carry items. Some of them would be easier to access than others, like say you could have now each soldier could have some objects in his belt and they would be really easy to pick up. They wouldn't exhaust a lot of turn units accessing them. But if they were, say, in his backpack, then it would take a lot of turn units.